Hello everybody and welcome back. Thank you ever so very much for joining me. I am Count Christo and this is the Once More with Feeling campaign. We are just working right now mostly on stabilizing our front and attempting to put ourselves in a good position to launch some more aggressive strikes. What that's meaning right now is pushing to this river. Once we've done that, we will attempt to stabilize the situation. So this is obviously a big problem. So it's just launched a major offensive in the south. Give me air support. I'm gonna need you guys, I think. Right, that at least gives me contested air. You guys cease that maneuver immediately. Okay, so the problem is the supply down here is gonna make it very difficult for us to win here. Some of you guys without range should be operating here instead, and you should actually have missions. We do have a serious, very serious fuel problem. That is just something we're going to have to live with. Give me some more flames here. You guys activate your missions. One of you go here. Okay, stabilizing things here now that we have the air supremacy. We are going to get pushed back a tile or two here. So these guys could perhaps move in here productively. Once the supply situation stabilizes and we can start deploying tanks on the front, that's when it turns around in our favor. You guys get in there. Good. And let's see if we can push them back the final step to the river here. It's not looking superb. Call that off then. Call that off. You guys, how about this attack? Maybe. Good. Total air superiority. There's Norwegian air bases. Now I think I'm going to pause on the focuses for a second. Because this gives organization up. How did I not notice that earlier? Yeah, 3% organization. Gimme. The United States of America has assumed leadership over the Allies. That's interesting. Big attacks up in the north, but we are holding right now. That is not really the front line I intended to hold here. Let's pull back a tile and hold this river instead. And one of you should obviously then, two of you rather, should obviously then move south. Oh god, we got one guy. Yeah, so that's obviously not how that's meant to be laid out. Now in the south, things appear to be stabilizing. That's good, obviously. There should be no one on this front line, on this tank line. I'll delete that. Good. Okay, things stabilizing once we have the planes in the air, but obviously some pretty serious fuel issues are going to come from that. So I do have some decisions I can take. None that I really want to do right now. Okay, good. Here, you should stay on the front line for a second. Let's see if we can now take this tile with serious support from the sides. And perhaps you guys switching north temporarily to assist in this endeavor. Could work, looking fairly good. Hold just there. Perhaps we should stay here rather than here actually, because we're in the woods. But I'd rather be a bit further forwards about that attack then. Yeah, nice. Getting that counter-offensive. Tanks moving in from the south as well. Oh yes, looking good. Obviously we need to stabilize supply here. The massive infrastructure repairs we have ongoing will assist with that. No doubt. Okay, down here. No. Stop that attack. That's pure foolishness. It's probably trying to move back to a previous position is why they're going to be carrying out that attack. Now supply in the south, highly stable. That's what I like to see. It's possible we want to launch our major offensive here across this river rather than from the north, just because the supply situation here is so bad. It gives us some problems. Acton Commando, we're being raided by British partisan swine. So we are. If you could just throw them back into the sea, I think the military police, honestly, are sufficient to drive them out. We have some infantry nearby as well. don't want to use the garrison artillery to push them out, because we need them to stay in the port, but that attack will crush their organization and make it trivial for us to push them back. Excellent. Here, once we reach the river, this is going to be a lovely defensive line. You guys obviously need to be moving in there. Up to the river as well. We're very, very close to a truly wonderful defensive line that I think we will be able to defend against all comers. We just have to get to it. So you lot, give me a push. What have they got there? Yeah, it's their medium tank, obviously, that's causing the problem. We have managed to increase the piercing on our infantry up to 22. Not quite enough for their 30 armor, unfortunately, but we're getting there. We're definitely getting there. No one can say we're not getting there. And look at that. Look at that. Crushing through with some nice air support coming through in the clutch. That's what I like to see. And we did win this attack here, looks like. You can move in there. Good. They're trying to immediately push us back. We've got reinforcements, including a nice blocking infantry division coming in, though, so I have high hopes that we'll be able to hold them back there. That's what I like to see. Now, if we could take BICE, actually, if we could take these two cities, I would really like that. Because that would seriously improve our supply prospects in this region. Let's keep the tanks heavily focused right here. See if we can do that. We're obviously well outside their supply grace, which was the original hard out on this particular operation. But it's okay. Sometimes you've got to extend the time frame you allow yourself. You guys need an attack plan. You guys have an attack plan. You guys have an attack plan. Good. Always have an attack plan on all your divisions. It's one of the things that annoys me most when I see people taking screenshots of their campaigns. If you don't have an attack plan, you are an idiot and a fool. So I was being a fool. So we fixed that. Now here, we can absorb a few tanks on this section of the front into our supply situation. Let's get these guys in there. Perhaps we should use the most proximate tanks for this purpose. You, and you. Beautiful. Now here, we've got a lot of infantry in one area. Might be able to take Kiev, which would of course be marvellous news for our supply in this region. Kiev has been a Stalingrad for us so far, but I have high hopes that we might be able to take it in this offensive. Okay, and here we look like we're going to be able to gain some easy ground. I'm going to get down there. Good. Okay, that's one city in our hands. The other is going to be more of a struggle, given its actual city terrain. And we will see. Excuse me a moment. Sorry, I have a bit of a cold at the moment. Ah, excuse me. All right. We're back. We're holding. Only just here. This is still the same supply zone. Air zone. Yes, and we have the guys maxed out. We could probably, yes, some far-reaching fighters from here could help us turn the tide. This counter-offensive has at least caused them to cease their attacks from there. So let's hold that. And there goes Kiev. That's excellent news. Whether we will hold on to it is a matter for debate. But just the taking of it is a serious step forwards. Good. You guys. Support attack there. That's a huge supply increase, or a fairly good supply increase already in this region. This city, yeah, it's going to be a tough nut to crack. Let's see if we can get some supply bonuses. And to facilitate that, let's pull these tanks out. Keep your all concentrated right here. Yeah, you guys just get out of there. Good. Okay, now down here, front line is certainly going back and forth. Soviet casualties rising relatively fast. We have another 400,000 odd in the last 2 or 3 episodes, but obviously not nearly at the rate we managed to achieve early in the war. Supply situation here still continue to improve. Name codes. Decision needs taken. Situation in the east, thoroughly stable. Still just very slightly oversupply here, so why don't we pull back one of these guys. One infantry moved out of there. Should be sufficient. We have some unfulfilled import requests. The Easternies are no longer content to send us rubber, or they don't have rubber to send us. We've got some steel problems. I do actually have a few people capable of exporting steel to me, so let's get those guys on it. And tungsten. Likewise, this is probably being caused by an increased Panther, or whatever it is, the heavy tank that we invented. Tsar Boris III has died for Bulgaria. Might be able to win that. Yeah, looking good. Let's see if we can. We've got a lot of divisions there, but I really want them back on that river. Kiev has so far held. Flanked under a bit of threat. Neutralize. Good. And reinforcements to move in. Excuse me. Thank you. You guys. Slight supply issues now. No doubt partly because of the new planes I've been moving into the area. One of you should really be operating out of here. Good. As we repair these air bases on the front, our situation is improving dramatically. We're still way oversupply in this region. You get out of the region if you're not going to be on the front. You're getting out. You really should also be getting out. Okay. Now, naval invasions under control. My garrison divisions are successfully throwing people out of Normandy. No D-Day for you, allies. Resistance-wise, we have the situation under control, which is very good. Still growing slightly down here. And here. You can move on this direction. But we have fresh garrison divisions halfway to being able to be deployed, so that's good. And we did indeed break them here, but fresh reinforcements across the river may present a hurdle. I have high hopes, though. Okay, here, yes, our augur's dropping all the way along the line. That's how outside of our supply grace we are. So we're going to need to pull back more. Or at least just try and hold while we repair the infrastructure. Yeah, we're just really struggling to actually keep a handle on that tile as we take it. It's the problem here. And being driven back here as well. Okay. Well, a conceding of that tile probably in order again. There's some extra organization though. Right, yes, Axis research with Japan seems very prudent because they're probably microing their research better than I am and actually keeping up to date on a lot of stuff. That means it might be very slightly too loud. I'm always paranoid about having music too loud. Okay, now let's see what we can do here. With air support, I think this might work. Once everyone's reinforced in. Yep, looks like air support is ruling the day here. We will be able to break in there. Nice. One of these guys needs to switch to an attack. Get in there. If we can just get that city. Nice. It's going to really help our supply in the region. We should be able to hold it because it's obviously city terrain, so it's pretty nice. In the south, enemy attacks largely petering out. Still gaining fuel, which is excellent. I suppose the infrastructure penalty, the local resources penalty down here is being negated over time, and we did build some more infrastructure in Baku, which will be helping out, no doubt. Where are my tanks moving in? I suppose we actually did see that we eventually went to the supply caps. Let's cancel a tank move in, I guess. Vitebsk, however you say this, Vitebsk. It looks to me like Vitebsk. You can't pronounce the second half of that. Or at least I can't see how you should. Anyway, up here, things have stabilized back on a more suitable front line. Like this. Good. Kessering, is that him leveling up or him being out of the front for too long? I didn't pay enough attention, I admit. Things repairing here. We are being pushed back just there, but that's all right. You just hang about here for a sec. I wish there was that's an order that you need, like just to kind of stay here, do as you're told, and disregard battle plans for like a week or something. Would be a useful instruction to be able to give the AI. Yes, the constant pressure here is partly being caused by major problems with supply. So how about we make a aggressive tank play like this? I'd really rather you went like this. Good. We make an aggressive tank play in the south to sweep in from behind, cut off their major offensive formation here, and improve our supply situation by capturing lots of these cities. And if we could push the river, obviously, that's icing on the cake with the main, and that is a really good move. Taking that city has given us another 3 supply, and we should be able to stabilize things here now. We will keep some tanks right here in the forefront of things while these guys reorganize. We're still oversupply, but these guys are just moving through. Okay, we can cease air operations in the very north. Let's keep a couple of our very best fighters active. Okay, we're also playing mostly the defensive game here, so let's have these close air supports switch. And these guys switch to just making sure we can shoot down some bombers here. Magnificent. Now up here obviously is still a concern. Perhaps another brief tank deployment could help solve that. You guys, let's be having you right here. And hopefully we'll be able to push them back just quickly on these 3 tiles. Push them back to the river within our supply grace and then get out again. We'll see how that goes. Okay, holding here just for now. That is actually in the tougher region, so let's give them a bit of CAS assistance there. Okay, these guys all moving in. Good. No major counterattack on Vibesk, which is very good news. The other thing we could do, and I think I will do that now actually, let's build our new Panzer Division, shall we? This is the main Panzer Division. So the Panzer IIs going to be replaced by Tigers, I believe. Is that right? Not Panzer IVs. It's Tigers, right? Yeah. So, Tigers. If I replace all these with Tigers, what are we looking at in terms of stat changes? Let's give a look-see here. Excuse me. Not Panzer II, it's obviously going to... Yeah. There we go. Okay, we're looking at soft attack increase of 140. Supply use up of 4. Not that bad, actually. Hard attack up 70. Piercing up to 50. Armor up 29 to well above Soviet piercing. Breakthrough up 240. This is absurd, of course. So this is... we're going to need to do that again because I did it wrong. First off, duplicate. This is Tigers. And they do not get the light tank logo. Okay. So let's switch them out. And let's start building our very first one of these, shall we? It's already got also mechanized. It's already... Oh, they're actually wider. That's interesting. That's fine. Or is it... Oh, we could also use Soviet medium tanks and captured, which could be interesting. Motorized anti-tank is right. These are correct. Now, do we want to make any changes here? What have we not got in here? The extra... Anti-tank, flamethrower platoon, combat engineer. Could be good. Extra attack in forests and things is obviously normally a problem for tanks. Yes, let's consider which we could remove for that. I mean, we could slow them down slightly because their speed is almost always being limited by supply. So yeah, why don't we replace the armored car recon, because that's extra fuel use. Let's replace that with a combat engineer company. Okay, there are Tigers. And we have almost enough to deploy one of those. So let's start work on 3, shall we? That's German optimism. Alright, awesome. Get those under construction. Another Enigma clicky. Holding down here. Panzers arriving. Not going to go oversupply here. We are going to let the panzers get some planning. On the other hand, up here in the disaster supply zone, we're certainly not going to wait for planning bonus. You guys don't attack yet. Just move to your positions. Like so. For now. Good. We'll go speed 3, because it's not running at speed 4 anyway. They're launching attacks here now that my panzers have arrived. It seems odd. You guys operate here. Good. Okay, now my panzers are arriving here. Let's drive them back. And I want full air support once again. Very briefly, just while we drive them back. We should have the infantry joining in the offensives. Good. You guys will come up here and then we'll retake here. Or take. Not sure if we've actually taken there before. Should be able to very rapidly establish dominance in the region. Just push to the river, establish some very nice defensive positions, and we'll be in excellent shape to defend here going forwards. This, I think we will win once we get some proper air support going in. And hopefully we'll be able to hold it against any further Soviet attacks into the position. Jolly good. You're going to need heavy support getting in here to help you out. Stop that for a second. Stop that. Okay, darn, too late. Perhaps an attack here anyway. Good. Tanks stand here. Now all on the front. Only just oversupply, that's acceptable. We'll let them get a planning bonus then. More diesel engines is excellent. Just excellent. I should probably have some command tanks. Yeah, it gives more breakthrough. And some trickle back and reliability. We should probably be doing that, but I think perhaps it's more important. Can't get that yet. More speed. We are getting heavy armor going in. A new attack plan. More armor. Armor division defense. Yeah, that seems highly valuable right now. Because we... our tanks are very often being pushed back immediately after they've finished their operations. So fight back over that tile. Not going to let them hold it. Up here. Things still on a knife's edge. Let's see what we can do to hold on there. And we pushed them out of here with the infantry attack. Good. Get my infantry in there. Good. You in here. Hold the tile, hold the tile. Push them back to the river, and then we're going to need to get these guys out of here before the whole front collapses because of the supply deficit. It's going to be close. We'll see, we'll see. Over here, supply situation solved. Resistance situation under control. Naval invasions from the Allies still being repelled by my glorious coastal artillery. Yeah, a few more in there. Be good. Yeah, air here. Let's do a bit more readjusting. Okay, up here. Situation stable. More fuel refining is excellent timing. So the planes are causing lots of problems right now. I could do with the conversion speed bonus, but there's a lot of things I could do with. Like supply consumption down, yes, please and thank you. Okay, you guys come down here, help us hold this river while the infantry get set up. Good, looks like we're holding there now. Nice little overrun. Fairly serious immediate counteroffensive, but I think we're going to be able to hold. Now down here, how's your planning bonus going? About halfway on most of those guys, looks like. That's okay, we'll start soon then. Up in the north, holding here. No major Soviet offensives yet. And there's Axis research. Good. Every army leader gains planning? Hell yeah. Let's recall him then. And get some planning skill out of it. Okay, we've pushed them back to the river. Tanks, get out of there. Hopefully the infantry in the region will now be sufficient. You should move up. You should move up too, probably. Okay, hopefully the infantry now will be sufficient, and let's pull these tanks out too. Because we desperately need to reorganize supply here. Speaking of supply, fine, you guys cease operations and pull back. And we'll have you pull back to here. Because we need the supply in the region more than I need even the air cover. We'll leave the air cover active over this region for a bit longer. Because I don't want them to counter-offensive me. Alright, that's enough planning bonus. Watch the light tanks ford a river. With maximum air support. And you will need infantry coming up the rear. That's not going to work. That's not going to work. Hold that, hold that. Good. Look at that. Planes just annihilating them. 24 plane strength damage is lovely. Yeah, they've been thinking this is where the true offensive's going to come. No, no, no. Really, it's going to be right here. We're going to push straight out to this river. And then we're going to cut north, encircle all of these guys, wipe them out. You need to get back to the front, do you? Look, you're on a front. It's just that you're very weakly opposed on that front. It's not that you need to get back to the front. Come now. You can still wargame stuff. Do I want to limit my ambitions here? No, we can make it happen. We have, yeah, look at that. We have the CAS. We have the CAS necessary to make this push happen. Let's move you guys in. Obviously, we're going to have some supply issues here for a bit, but hopefully we can make it happen before that ruins us. We're just holding here with our CAS in position. That's worrying. And we're being pushed back for both of our new gains up here. Now we took the tanks out. Yeah. Yep. I mean, that's to be expected. It's okay. We can just wait while we repair the infrastructure. And perhaps upgrade the infrastructure as well. I mean, this is a disastrously low infrastructure region, so it's to be expected that we would have problems here. We want 6 infrastructure all the way along the board. Now here, that is a huge Soviet offensive. Give me all these guys in here. Apart from anything else, I can't lose that air base. I think we'll be able to hold out because we've got huge entrenchment, but still, that's a very powerful Soviet offensive formation that they have assembled in the north. Now let's try and begin some offensives here. Yeah, hold that, hold that. Hold, please. Okay, good. Reach the coast. Reach the river, rather. Now we turn our attention north. And try and cut in here as rapidly as possible. With pinning offensives. And also just drive back offensives active all the way along here. Very nice indeed. What are you doing? Get in here. Doesn't matter if we lose this area as we take this area. What matters here is the dead Soviets, not the gained ground. That is a really good attack. Let's see what we can do here now. This is the right air zone still. Yes, good. If you guys want to switch over, we need everything we can get right now. I feel like there's not as many fighters active here as I would expect. Give me 3 more fighter wings. Right here, please. We do need to win this fight, which is obviously tough right now. But with support attack from Kiev, I think that should turn around. Yep, looks like we're definitely going to break them. Yeah, annihilating them. Very good. Already got some pocketed down here. Overrun there is excellent news. And we're driving them out. Back onto their side of the river. That is what I like to see. That is fantastic work. Supply situation improved. Not stabilized yet, but improved greatly. Look at that. Look at that. Heavy casualties inflicted on the enemy. Can we get behind them while we're doing this? By any chance? This is going to be really tough. Oh, possible. Possible. Hold, 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 hold. Move up here. Hold, 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 please. Hold, please. Thank you. Let's see about doing this. Oh, we broke him there. This attack is going less well. yeah, their air situation is dramatically improving. Alright. Screw this air zone then for a second. Give me the best. Who are the long range ones? Of the CAS. Who are these ones with the super long range? It's none of these guys. Okay, it's the fighters anyway. Give me another 300 fighters here. Please. Good. Once the tanks get across, we'll have a better chance here. Yeah, they held that defense, which means we will have even more chance to kill them there. Got that tech done. We have a bunch of infantry tech we need. The new anti-tank stuff needs building. The infantry anti-tank. We also need to run an upgrade on the anti-tank guns. Which I guess is the gun sight improvements. Yeah, look at that. Huge piercing upgrade. A nice heart attack upgrade too. We'll give you some extra slower heart attack. It does actually. So we'll give you that, and then don't really want to lower their reliability, so let's just go with that. And then of course we will want to decommission and set building. So we're going from 34 piercing and 9 heart attack up to 48 piercing and 20 heart attack. Jesus Christ. It's pretty freaking good, huh? Do have some deficits, but we're working on it. Okay, cutting in here and here is going pretty well. Defensives here are just about holding, which is all they need to do. Focus the tanks where they're needed. We're almost across here. And there's the heavy artillery, which again is only being used for our garrison defensives, and so it's not really worthy of upgrades, I don't think. Where are you, heavy artillery? Probably at the top. No, I opened and closed. There it is. Good, but no doubt that will be a good improvement. So, the heavy artillery slot. Better anti-air. This is only for heavy anti-air. We're not using anti-air guns, really. Could start. I mean, would be the worst thing. Better radar. Better tank radio. Yeah, that seems good. Tank radio, important stuff. Okay, we're across here. And we've broken them there. They've reinforced just in time. You guys want to go across here. We're having problems further up on the front, but that actually is not a terrible tile to lose. This front here is looking much more worrying. See if we can push them back a bit there. I'd rather keep this woods line at least. Okay, we've broken them there and packed it. Nice, if you want to just drive them out there. Exquisite. There goes another bunch of Soviet divisions encircled and destroyed. Phenomenal. Southern front looking much nicer. Obviously the northern front is a bit problematic right now, but we have it under control, at least. You should not be the ones doing that. You two should. You should be staying right there. Good. No tanks on this front. Not right now. Good. Down the south pocket closed, bringing us up to 7 million Soviet casualties. Another easy 500,000 in that southern offensive. Superb. I'll call it apart here. Thank you very much for joining me. Attritional warfare continues here, but I think our tech and industrial situation is improving dramatically faster than the Soviets. So I have high hopes. I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.